If we talk about descriptive essays, we can't consider all the large number of entities that I just mentioned in the previous video. Usually for a creative writing, we can consider 3 aspects of an entity. And that's more than enough. When we write a creative writing, considering 3 aspects are more than enough. Let's talk about atmosphere of an entity, the surrounding of an entity, the people of an entity. I can give you an example. If the examiner requires you to write a creative writing, describe a busy hospital in your locality. Full stop. Within the parentheses there is another statement. Remember that you are describing the atmosphere surrounding and the people of the hospital. Full stop, parenthesis closed. See, what is the requirement of this descriptive essay? This descriptive essay requires us to write the introduction, of course. Well, we introduce the hospital, we introduce the locality, and having had written the introduction where in fact we paraphrase the question statement, introduce the hospital, and provide an interaction on the segment of the hospital. Now we move on to describe atmosphere in second paragraph, which is our body 1, surrounding in third paragraph, which is our body 2, and people of the hospital in body 3, which is our paragraph number 4. And then of course we'll conclude by the conclusion, the summary, the last paragraph, the 5th paragraph. So in our body 1, which is our second paragraph, we'll explain the atmosphere of the hospital. And of course when we talk about a 5-star hotel, we talk about the glamours of the hotel. When we talk about a restaurant, we talk about a different atmosphere. But necessarily when we talk about the hospital, our description turns all along to a different situation. So we describe the atmosphere of the hospital, and since it's a busy hospital, we can explain it as well. But there is no need to provide any of the introduction content over here. If it's a state-financed hospital, this needs not to be explained in a body paragraph. This is what should be done in the first paragraph, introduction paragraph. If it was a privately financed hospital, it needs not to be described in a body paragraph. It should have been done in the first paragraph, the introduction paragraph. Yes, it's a busy hospital, and we describe the atmosphere of the busy hospital in our second paragraph, which is body 1, and then we move on to body 2, which is our third paragraph, and we describe the surrounding. Well, of course, when we know about the locality, we live in the locality, we can, of course, describe the surrounding of the hospital as well. And this is what we'll do in the third paragraph. And having had done that, we'll move on to the 4th paragraph. The 4th paragraph is the description of the people of the hospital. When we talk about a hospital, we talk about a large number of people over there. When we describe the people in a hospital, we describe the doctors, of course, who wear their own gowns. And then there are surgeons who also wear gowns, but their gowns are different than those of the doctors. So we describe the doctors, we describe the surgeons, we describe the physicians, we describe the consultants. And then of course we talk about the support staff there, we talk about the nurses, we talk about the paramedical staff. So next we'll talk about the nurses, we'll talk about the paramedical staff, we'll talk about their appearances, about their costumes, about their uniforms, about their gowns or whatever they wear. And we explain them. It's not just with the doctors or the nurses or the paramedical staff, but there are the staff in the pathology as well. So we can describe them over there, we can describe their appearances, we can talk about them. Then there is the staff for the premises of the hospital, of course.